In today's video, we're going to be doing climbing removals of 2 trees. We're going to mill the nice sections into live edge slabs, and we're going to grind out the stumps. I'm Sid, and I'm going to be giving you a bit of commentary throughout the video. Cheers, let's get to work.
Hey, I'm Dave, I'm Squirrel Boy and I love climbing trees.
My name's Augustin, I'm the new guy.
This week we're going to be removing these 2
Trees?
Saguaro cypresses. And by the end of the video, it'll look like this. Plans to go up there, get all the branches off first, probably set up a speed line from this tree down to the chipper, and we got a pretty good view to go with it. All right, start the watch, tie into the unicenter, and the first thing we're gonna do is just start to remove all the lower branches that don't require rigging. Just changing my tie-in point as I go to keep it above me for better work positioning. I'm just getting to some branches here where if I just let them free fall, I'm risking the butt hitting the stairs and just scuffing up the wood. The pieces are a little big to control by hand and throw, so Squirrel Boy's just passing me up the rope so I can tie them on with a basket hitch and lower them down. All right, Dave, get you on the rope. Woo! Have you ran a speed line as a climber before yet?
Squirrel Boy has not.
Today might be the day.
Today might be the day.
I decided to throw in a micro pulley to lower some of the big limbs more efficiently. Here I'm swapping my climbing system to a loop system. It allows for zero sit back, and it also gives me a longer pull when hip thrusting. To set up this system, I start by tying a triple fisherman's to the bottom of my unicenter. I then use a small swivel pulley to attach the system to my harness. Here I'm tying a clem heist with a hitch cord to keep the unicenter in place. Between this hitch cord and the micro pulley, it allows me to move the system either farther away or keep it closer to me while I climb. All yours. We're high enough to set up the speed line now, but this limb from the other tree was just in the way. You can see here how the loop system allows for zero sit back, and I can keep the unicenter far away from me, allowing for a long arm pull. Time to sling up some limbs for the speed line. Just cutting one loose, then get my body out of the way of the system. You shake her a little? Nice! When you rig out big pieces with a Speedline, it really pulls the guy on the ground. Luckily for us, Squirrel Boy's a big lad, so he can handle some nice juicy tops. These cuts prevent the wood from tearing down past the hinge, so the treetop doesn't hold on longer than desired. Don't hold on too long or you get smacked! In multi-stem trees, it's nice to have a high tie-in point so you can piece down the other trunks first while you're hanging, and then do the one that you had your lifeline in last. I just left these long stubs to give my lifeline a nice big natural crotch to sit in. I'll just finish it with the handsaw. Oh, it's the branch up there. There it is. Nice. This was the last top of the tree, so we decided to just do a tagline instead of a speed line so we can get the top and the rope down at once. Woo! With all the tops down, I'm just cutting and throwing the last few branches by hand. Alright, well we got all the branches and tops off the first tree. Got that done pretty quick, just took us 2.5 hours of climbing. The weather's holding for us too, it's supposed to rain, so this is pretty nice. Now Dave's gonna get that second tree. Looks like it'll be quite a bit more speed lining, and yeah, it's about the same size. You gotta love having 3 guys getting down out of the tree and everything's almost all chipped. Just doing the last few branches here while Dave gets set up. The first few branches on Dave's tree didn't go too far with the speed line, but it's still a really nice way to get them down quickly and to keep the butts away from the stairway in the house. I figure a lot of you might be wondering why we didn't just drop the trees, and that's a pretty good question. The reason is because you see this really nice rock wall here. It's pretty old, doesn't look too strong. The trees are pretty heavy. If we drop it across the rock wall, we're probably going to damage it pretty extensively. Also, with 3 guys, it's really not that much slower to process the tree while it's standing versus laying on the ground. Well, we got Augustin, the new guy, running a speed line on his first day of work. Pretty cool. He did a pretty good job. I took a sec to explain to him the rudimentary physics of speed lining. If you don't stand so far away, like if you stand back here, it's not as bad. Because like the less the angle is, the less you got to take. And when we're this low, we're not going to get the branches far away from the tree anyways.
Alright.
It's more just to control the butts and get them on the ground quick. It's all about like the angle your rope's at, right? The steeper the angle, the less weight you get and the more weight the tree gets. If you're super far away and your rope's like that, you're gonna get all the weight. Squirrel Boy's just dropping the webbing loop down at me so I can return all the speed line slings to him. Speedlining all the branches right to the chipper really reduces the amount of labor you have to do drag and brush. As you get higher up in the tree, you can also get the branches to go farther. Here we're able to get them all the way to the pile. Well, Squirrel Boy made it high enough and it's time to start blowing tops. This was actually one of the bigger ones he's done to date. With all the tops gone, all that's left is this little patch of branches on the backside. I was pretty happy to get both trees brushed out in one day. Just the new guy doing new guy things. Last 2 branches of the day. Woo! All right, well that's it for day 1. Managed to get all the branches off. Dave just motored through his tree. Got any words for the camera, Dave?
Love the day. Cold, breezy winter in Vancouver.
Gorgeous. Just living the dream.
Yes, sir.
Nice, good job, dude.
Yeah, good job to you, man.
Good morning. I'm just here doing a few client emails in the truck. Got Dave up there starting to piece down the first trunk. We're just gonna try to get both these trees on the ground today, and then tomorrow we're gonna grind out the stumps and we're gonna do some slabs. Well, it's bright and early, and here we are taking out some 8-foot sections of nice trunk to mill up some slabs. These sections had some cool Y crotches in them though to look really neat in projects. Up here on the top of the tree, we're really lucking out with the weather. Just gonna chunk this down. Dave already got that one down. Guys are down there just spotting, making sure no logs roll out onto the road. Just getting a wedge ready to take out another nice 8-foot section for milling. I'm starting the back cut on this side of the tree, and then I'm gonna swing around to the other side and finish off the back cut over there. Cut the back part. I'll let you know when. Our client asked for a big cookie to make a table out of. This root flare looked pretty cool. Then a rainbow came out, so we obviously had to do a photo op.
Oh, this is pretty.
It's like every day in BC you see beautiful stuff like that.
Want to do a sexy lumberjack shot?
Do I take my shirt off?
All in.
No, that's too much.
Yeah, you could get naked.
Yeah. I hope someone saw that. With our current Alaskan mill, we can only do about 26 inches wide, so we're just cutting off some excess on the log here. Pretty neat, eh?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
We just got this trunk ready to mill. It's supposed to rain today. We ended up with some pretty awesome weather. Mill couldn't make it all the way through this piece, so we decided to cut the edge off of it, cut the top off it so the rails lay nice. Tomorrow we're milling and stump grinding. After seeing how Dave split this log, I'm starting to think we should call him Squirrel Man. we got a load pretty full. Just gonna do a little cleanup so it's not too dirty overnight. Then we're back in the morning for stump grinding and milling. As soon as we got on site, we made sure we had someone picking away at the stump grinding right away. These little machines we use take quite a while. Well, time to set up the rails for milling. We do a whole bunch of logs. We rip off the top of all of them first. That way you don't have to keep adjusting the height of the mill jig from the 5 inches it takes to clear the mill rails to the 2 inches you want for slab thickness. I cheaped out and bought some shitty rails off Amazon. I really recommend going with good rails like Grandberg or something, because I have to tape down all the screws here. And if I don't tighten down the height adjustment screws while we're sliding it along like this, I'll hit them while we're milling and the whole jig will stop. So just a huge pain. Got some pretty darn nice grain in these. You guys have any idea what we should use it for? Stoked to see this log's good quality inside too, no rot or anything, and the Y looks pretty neat. The height adjustment screws will only go so far on the rails, so you have to cut the top of the log relatively flat before you put them on. Guess it's my shift on the stump grinder for a bit. Thought I'd get started on this second big one. We're just swapping off stump grinder duties. Augustin's gonna get a turn.
Yes, sir.
Dave and I are gonna start ripping all these slabs off the top of these Squirrel cypress logs. This is a pretty long uninterrupted shot, but if you're anything like me, I think you'll find it weirdly captivating. I can watch videos of people milling timber on YouTube for hours. Anyone who runs a chainsaw knows you always run out of gas right on the last cut. All right, we got several slabs off that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're just gonna move on to the next one. This mini truck's awesome for hauling stuff around the city and doing quotes. Since I got it, I hardly even use my full-size pickup truck anymore. It's also amazing on gas, and all my clients love it. People see it, they look at the name of the company on the side. I cannot recommend mini trucks enough. Dave and I once had another company that was competing for bids with us, quote, to lift a stump grinder into someone's yard with a crane. Obviously they didn't have a squirrel boy and a raccoon man to handle it. Well, who doesn't like a good cleanup time-lapse shot? I see there's those videos of people doing lawn maintenance and just time-lapsing it. They get millions of views, so I figured you guys might enjoy this. I do. Well, there we have it. After 3 days of work, you can hardly even tell the trees were ever there. Well, if you've stuck around to the end, this is probably something you're into, I guess, so consider liking and subscribing. We're going to upload tons more videos like this. I also have a channel where I do backcountry skiing and ski-related stuff. We like to whack around in the bushes and go for some, less traveled objectives. That channel's called Subalpinism, so if you want to check that out, I'll leave a link in the description. Anyways, till the next video, cheers!